How you doing? It's Nick Daniels here, coming at you live yet again. It's a beautiful fucking day in March. So we're doing a little video here, and today I want to talk about something that I didn't expect to make a video on in this regard, is speed dating. So, what the fuck's going on? Alright, so we'll give you a little context, as I think I did this in a previous video. I think I gave context, but we'll give you a little bit more. Just in case. Guy in front of me is not signaling. Alright, good job there, fucking idiot. Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna talk about that because clearly, I've made a video or two on speed dating already, expressing my displeasure. So, back in September of 2019, someone had mentioned to me something about speed dating, that it existed, which obviously I didn't really know this. And I had signed up. It's like $30. I was like, oh, this looks pretty cool. And we had a Hurricane Dorian. So you need the context to get where I'm coming from here. So bear with me. So yeah, so the hurricane comes in and it just fucking, like, it's gone. Like, they're like, yeah, we canceled. And that's fair. I was pissed, but I was like, it's whatever. And they canceled the one after it. So I was like, all right, but clearly we're still getting over a hurricane that did nothing, but that's cool. So that happens. First two cancellations. Fucking every time after that, it was constant. It would be like the night before, like 6 p.m., 11 p.m., 10, whatever, in that range, and I would get an email going, unfortunately, it would be the first word, unfortunately, we've canceled. Due to the lack of people going, like a couple people canceled, they canceled the whole event. They threw the whole event. So I was getting really pissed. Now, the way my work was going was I had to work evenings, and only evenings, and nothing but evenings. And speed dating is only in evenings, every evening, like, or not every evening, but you know what I mean. Every time they do it, it's in an evening. So, couldn't go to any of them unless I booked the time off. So it was like 3 weeks in advance, booked the time off, can't go, they canceled. Booked the time off 3 weeks in advance, they canceled. So, I think the ones they actually hosted is the ones I couldn't go to because I was working. So, getting pissed. Now, 5 months later, about January, they canceled again. They canceled like 2-3 times in a row. Like, I finally could start going to them. Canceled all of them. And I emailed them, and I'm like, this is absolutely ridiculous. I'm like, I don't even know how this business model is succeeding, because, like, you're clearly not running the events. And I got a full refund, to my knowledge. Now, I waited a month. And I heard my friend Leah had gone a couple times, and like, I was like, well, this is fucking ridiculous. I've been trying to go for months, and she's pulling this off like nothing. So clearly they're actually hosting it. So you know what? Fuck it. It's like February. We're gonna give it a shot. And yeah, I signed up again. And I paid the money again. And I was like, all right, we're gonna try again. And even though I sent that big email going, hey, like, this was the shittiest like experience of my life in any organization, which was true. I still had hope that this thing would actually go. So, yeah, gave it a shot. And, canceled the first one. Great. Now, last night. So, normally, to the context of what I've just explained, I'd get an email. I'd always get an email, actually. And it would always be the same thing. It would be like the night before. Again, unfortunately, we've canceled, yada, 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 whatever. Like, copy-paste email, okay? I didn't get that. And I was like, okay, right? Like, I wasn't going around, like, jumping for joy, going, you know what, they're running it. I was like, you know what, I haven't got the email yet. That's surprising. Like, I was still very doubtful that this shit was going. And so we get it was like last night. It's like yesterday, it's 6 p.m. is supposedly when this thing's running. It's 3. So it's like, okay, I got 3 hours. And I get home from a hike. And I go see my roommate, and I'm like, hey man, how's it? Oh, I don't need a signal there. Thank you. So I go see my roommate, and I'm like, hey man, how's it going? Good. And he tried one of the speed datings with me, and then of course they canceled like 2-3 times on him, and then he was like instantly like, I'm not doing that ever again. So I talked to him, and I'm like, hey man, I convinced him. I'm like, you come out in 2.5 hours. They haven't emailed the cancellation. He picks up the ticket, and the email's going, enjoy the event and enjoy it tonight. And I was like, oh fuck, right? Like that. I was actually starting to get a little excited. I was like, this actually might be happening. That's what I think's happening here. I think they're actually gonna run it. So it's in this bar called Obladi. It's just like a very, very, very small little dive bar, very quaint. and 6 p.m. So roommate and I, we're sitting like in the Starbucks beside it. We're just waiting, like because there's like 20 minutes until the thing runs. And I'm nervous. I'm like, dude, I still think they're gonna cancel it. I think there's gonna be nobody there. It's gonna be a no-show. Nope, they were running it. So now we're getting into the juicy bit. Here's the actual, like, here's how it went. So at first, I go to the bar at the roomie. We get a round of cider. We get a pint each. Calm the nerves. I am fucking nervous. Oh my god, man, I can't explain it. Like, I have never been that, like, so uptight. It's been unreal. There was like 10 pretty girls all there. Like 10. That's 10 women that I'm gonna have a chance to speak with. You know, like, it's like, fuck, man. That's a lot. That's a lot of pressure for a guy like me. So I was rocking the skin, as you can see, the leather. Not real leather, of course. Thank you, Ian. He didn't like that. He's like, oh, I got these boots. They're leather. But that was 10 years ago. Okay. Yeah, so anyway, that needless to say, yeah, it was like, oh my god, man, I was nervous. I was like, all right, I need a beer. So I get the cider. I got like half the cider gone by the time that they even started anything. So there was like a quick mingle. It was like kind of just, you can talk amongst yourselves, and like we were talking to some dude at the bar, you know, pretty sly looking guy. I was like, all right, and I was kind of, I'm not gonna lie, I was like eyeing up the competition a little too. I was like, all right, let's see what we got to work with here. So the age group was like 24 to like, I want to say like 34. I think that's what it was. So it was very, I wasn't going around like, how old are you? But people were openly going like, hey, like I'm 26 or whatever. So it was really a good range of like, I want to say like mid 20s is pretty much the average what you were getting. Like you were getting like a 25, 26. You know, I'm 26. I was like, that's fucking awesome. Like, this is what it should be. Not that there's anything wrong with someone who said 34 and they're going, but it just kind of makes a little bit more sense. Like, for me, it's like I'm gonna connect with that person maybe a little bit more, maybe. So get the cider down, talk to a couple bros. I don't know, it's all right. And all right, and this lady's like, she's clearly like running the event of the evening. So she's like, hey, listen, yeah, we're gonna get this thing going here. So there's a big long table. So the girls are like, they're kind of sitting around. They're not on one side of it. They're all like around the table. So there's like, just for context, there's like two on one side, two girls on one side, and there's four on the other. And they've kind of been chit-chatting a little bit. And she's like, all right, want everybody to, all the guys, this is how it's gonna work. Like, the girls are gonna sit down. They sit down the whole time. Because they have high heels or something, I guess. I was like, all right. And the guys, you go stand there and you talk to them for like 5 minutes, and then we're gonna move you along. It's okay, that's different. Not what I expected. And then yeah, so she's like, all right, but unfortunately we get 10 girls, 12 guys, so it's like 2 guys need to sit out and wait. And she's like, all right, so I want every guy in the room to now go find a girl. And like, that was it. It was like everybody just kind of scattered, and I just stood there. I was like, okay, this is not organized. So I actually just stood it out. I was like, fuck this. Honestly, I made the call. I was like, I'm gonna be that guy. I'm gonna be one of the 2 guys right away, and I'm not going anywhere. So yeah, I just sat there. I started sipping my beer. I just watched everybody, like the awkwardness get into it. I was like, all right, I like it. I'll get to when they're warmed up, right? Like that's not my forte. So anyway, yeah, so I'm sipping the beer. There's another guy, so I seek him out. I'm like, hey man, how's it going? Like, you're the other dude that can't go mingle with women yet. Great conversation, I'm not gonna lie. Seemed like a chill guy. Really good time. So 5 minutes goes by. Finally I get like the tap on the shoulder. All right, we're gonna have you in. I was like, all right, sweet. So I go talk to the first lady here. So how it works is you're given a little cardboard, you're given like a little piece of paper basically, and it says their number. So their number isn't their phone number. It's like if they had more than one person with the same name. Like if you had 2 Emilys, right? It's like, oh, fuck. So they're numbered. It'd be like number 4 Emily and number 5 Emily. So you would know. So the first thing, like every conversation was like, what's your name? What's your number? Right? And I'd be like, I'm number 4. That's Nick. All right? And they'd love it, of course. And so I did that. So we go up, you get that initial awkwardness out of the way, and you write down the name, and then, you know, you kind of go into it. So the first girl I went up to was pretty funny. She seemed really nice, and you know, and I was just like, hey, how's it going? She's like, great. And I was like, yeah, your first speed dating, eh? I don't know how the fuck you're supposed to do it. Like, there's no script. Like, it's not like you have to ask them this question. It's like, yeah, just, I don't know, just be myself. So I was a little nervous on the first one because, like, she's sitting down, I have to awkwardly stand there. Like, I'm the guy in a group of friends when, like, they're all sitting at the table and they're like the one guy that's standing and they're like, what the hell are you doing, dude? Sit down, you're freaking us out. That's how I felt. I was like, why can't we, like, can we look at each other level? Like, why do I have to, like, look down? And, like, I don't know, I don't like that. Let's sit together or let's stand together. I don't know why. Like, it would even be the same as she was standing and I was sitting. It'd be awkward. Needless to say, that was their system. So we kind of had a good conversation. You're out of here. I was like, all right, see ya. So they rotate me over to this other lady. Now she's across. She's off the table. So there's the big long table which I've described to you with the 7 females. There's another table that's like a not a horseshoe, maybe like a semicircle. Yeah, that's what it is. It's a semicircle table. Just an awkward one. 2 girls are there, and then there's one by herself sitting at this little table, and that's where you gotta go. So I forget how it worked, but I went to 2 of those girls, and I was like, yeah, okay. And then they rotated me back to the long, like, it didn't make any sense. Like, oh, back to the long table. So back to the long table, and I had this fucking stellar conversation with this girl, man. It was great. And I got tapped on the shoulder. I was like, fuck, right? Like, you wanted that to be longer. It was like, ah, shit, right? Like, you barely got into it, but it was good. It was a good conversation. It was very playful and very nice. And I was like, man, I want to write you down. So I liked her. Now, there's one girl, though, I was fucking struggling, man. I was dying. And, like, as you can clearly tell, I'm a vocal person. I'm a big extrovert, right? And I'm sorry this video is gonna be fucking long, but it has to be because I just need to say this shit. I haven't had anyone to talk to about what's happened. So this is all built up from last night. So, yeah, this girl was a struggle. The conversation was dying. Like, it was just not going. I was like, oh god. Like, I was doing all the legwork here. Finally, she gave me something to bite onto. So she kind of mentioned something about being a Marvel fan, and I was like, dude, nice. And I was like, I mean, don't get me wrong, the conversation wasn't dying, but it wasn't like one of those ones that was like super fluid. I was kind of, it was almost like scripted. I was kind of just like, hey, what do you do for it? All right, what do you do for what are your hobbies? Hey, what about that? Like, I was like, and then finally this Marvel came up, and I was like, oh fuck, there we go. And I just, like, instantly, like, that's when I knew I had her, because I had started talking about it, and I asked her a question. I was like, hey, did you like Infinity War more than Endgame, and why? And yes, I had her. Like, she was instantly, like, sat right up, like, into the, I was like, nice, all right, that's what I needed. So that was that was fine. Now, there was a couple other girls I had some great conversations with that were like, hey, this is pretty good. There was one that was like, it was good, but I was like, this girl seems like high maintenance. I was like, nope, I'm good. I'm out. I'm low maintenance. I take a 4-minute shower. I mean, I'm out. Yeah, so there was that one. There was one, I think she was kind of older. I was like, oh. And the conversation was, again, it was like, oh, you seem nice, but like, I don't know. So there was a couple, yeah, there was 4 that I didn't go with. The last one was a disaster, in my opinion. The last one I had, because we weren't timed. It was awkward. It was like, hey, like, you guys just have a talk, so there you go. And she seemed like a nice girl. But again, conversation, like, this was, yeah, that was probably the one that was struggling the most. And since we were being timed, it was kind of up to us to be like, hey, you want to call it like when it is. So I kind of did. I was just like, yeah, so I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna fill out this card. And that was that. I got out of there. So I was like, yeah, okay. So there was 10 females in total, 10 ladies that were there. And I was like, fuck it. I don't want to look desperate. Right, 5 of them. 5 of them I think I had a good time with. One of them, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't actually interested in dating her though, but I wrote her name down because I thought she was kind of cool. I was like, yeah, she seems mint. Like, I'd still talk to her, I still hang out with her, go have a beer with her, I don't mind. But yeah. So something I noticed in the observation was, like, totally everyone had a buddy there. There was a buddy system, especially with the females. Like, they all, like, they either, like, they brought a friend or 2, or, you know what I mean? Like, they did something like that. Like, there was a few of them with everybody knew somebody there. And a few of them had actually already done this before. They had done one prior, and I was trying to get their experiences. Like, I'd go up to them and be like, hey, like, have you done this before? And they're like, oh, yeah, actually. I'm like, hey, tell me about it. How'd that go? Like, you know, I want to know, how'd that go, and why are you back the second time? Like, what's the deal there? Now, I mean, obviously the general question was like, what do you do for work? What do you do for your hobbies? And but you have so little time, right? So that's kind of one thing I like though, is like the event ended at 8 p.m. So you could just do anything after. So like as soon as it ended, it wasn't like, okay, see ya. Like the girl left, like the host. She's like, I'm gonna go input your things tonight. She'll be back tomorrow night. Awesome. Okay, perfect. So she bounced, and it was like, that's free game. So yeah, I just kind of hung out. There was like 5 of us. 6 of us that hung out at the bar still and like chatted away. One was me, the roommate, another dude, and then it was 3 girls, and we were all just kind of like, hey, awesome, good time everyone. And then we were just kind of chit-chatting, having a couple beers, and it was really good good time. And that's where you really start meeting somebody. I find is like, I find like you would know, where the fuck are we going like 30 kilometers an hour right now? I don't understand what's going on. This guy's like not driving anywhere near the speed limit. We're going like, it's a 60 zone, we're driving 30 here. I'll try to end this in the 20-minute mark, but I can't make any promises because I'm still kind of, I got some things to say. But anyway, needless to say, yeah, so like good conversation, great time. Now, there was a couple, like I said, with those 4 that I didn't mark. I was like, I don't know. Those were the ones that the conversation went like a little slow. Like it was like, almost like when I got the tap on the shoulder going like, hey, you're like, we're rotating yet? It was like, thank you. Thank you. But yeah, like, I don't know. Overall, they weren't bad. Like, nothing. Don't get me wrong. Like, I've had worse conversations by a long shot. But like, overall, it was a really good event. Now, I did explain to the host, I was very frustrated. I was like, I've been trying to do this thing for like six months. And I'm like, you've been constantly canceling. I know not her specifically, but I'm like, yeah, like I was pretty much ready to hang up the towel here, and I already had tried, but I came back, and I was like, I'm just really happy that you're running it. Like, this is actually happening. It's amazing. Yeah, so she kind of took that with a grain of salt, and I was like, well, that's all I needed. I just needed her to hear it. And I did it in a professional manner. I didn't do it like, I wasn't like just coming up bitching to her. Now, when I did talk to a couple of the ladies though, I was kind of like, hey, like, how's it going? But like during and after, and there was a couple guys that they were like, yeah, that was kind of weird. Like it was odd, you know what I mean? Like they said they fucked up shit, which I'm not going to reiterate for them and for, you know, in case anyone actually watches from the speeding. Oh my god, man, yeah, like it was only a couple dudes, but it didn't matter, man. There was a couple odd ones, and yeah, there was a couple guys I was talking to, like I'd be like, hey man, how's it going? And they were like, you could tell, man, they were like, I don't know what it was, like they were like, I had butterflies, but I'm a talkative guy, like I can unwind, and it just took a couple minutes, and I was into it, you know, I was good. Like, nerves were calmed down completely. But I'm telling you, there were some people that looked like super uptight the whole time. Like, they weren't really like getting out there. I was like, hey man, I'm just saying, it's not gonna hurt you, you know, just to kind of smile. Like, that's all I'm saying. Like, just give a smile or two, man. Like, it makes a big fucking difference when you're when you're visibly having a good time. Like, I don't know much about getting women, because obviously I don't really get any. But if you're having a good time, that reflects. They like that. Like, a girl likes that. She looks for that. She's like, this guy's having a good time, right? So she's having a good time. There you go. But anyway, yeah, so overall, really good event. So how it works with those numbers that I talked about earlier is you check on people, you check them, and you're like, I like this girl, and you put a check mark there. And if you guys both put the check mark there, you got a match, right? And you'll get a contact. Now, I'm supposed to get a contact in like 24 hours from the event, so that would be about 6 hours. I'm supposed to get an email going, here's who you matched with, and if you didn't, well then I guess here's who you didn't match with. But I'm assuming I made a few matches because I had some really good fucking chats. And I kind of want to get something out of it. Now, at the end of the day, like, if I don't get the match, I don't feel like I didn't get anything out of it. I totally feel like I still got the experience. And then you also get invited back. They're like, hey, if like you had a good time, like, I guess they invite you back or something. They'll be like, hey, like, let's have this guy back again. And it's just like a free ticket. So if that offer comes, I'll totally take it, because I like I said, fuck, that looked beautiful. Yeah, I really enjoyed myself. I really had a good time. Anyway, so that's gonna be it for the video. 20 fucking minute long vlog in 4K. That's gonna take fucking forever to render, and I'm not looking forward to it. So I might just render it in 1080p because I'm gonna be lazy. So thanks for watching. Peace. Cheers. Thank you.